Hello and welcome. It's Frances here. Thank you for coming back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I bid thee welcome. There is a subscribe button and a bell below if you want to be notified as to when I upload more content. And also by subscribing, you help support this channel. And in doing so, when I get to, I think it's 1,000 subscriptions or people following me, I'm able to do lives, which I guess is exciting. Okay, well, a bit of a way to go for that. Anyway, I hope you are doing well. Now, I've already done a video on initiation and what initiation is, especially from a more traditional or contemporary witchcraft perspective. And I will link below about the video because I don't know how to link it up there yet. But I have thought it might be appropriate to make another video because this rite of passage, so to speak, is something that I have actually re-undertaken recently. And the reasons for re-initiating myself into the tradition that I was initiated in over 20 odd years ago has many sort of levels to it. And one is that this rite has in fact tidied up a lot of loose ends, so to speak, enabling me to actually truly, properly, without any question, realign myself directly to the teachings of the founders of my tradition, that being Alexandrian. And it was actually a great honor and privilege to be in a position where I was able to re-initiate myself. And in a way, it's almost like I've gone 360. I've come back to where I commenced my journey in the early 90s. Now, I realise that today contemporary witchcraft or initiatory witchcraft or initiatory Wicca or any of the millions of, maybe not millions, numerous titles that it's referred to these days seems to be falling out of favour, if the socials are anything to go by. And if you've watched this channel for a little while, you know that I'm not a big fan of the socials. However, these things ebbs and flows all the time. And I guess there have been various interpretations of witchcraft that have arisen since the time of both Alexander's and also Gerald Gardner. And I do find it of interest when people try and disassociate themselves, especially from Gerald, and almost try and say that their craft has nothing to do with him. But regardless of lineage and connection, what a lot of people tend to not want to acknowledge is the impact both Gerald and Alex, and also, so to be more honest, the Golden Dawn, Aleister Crowley, all the people who have come before us actually have on what we do today. And even you don't have to like these people, you don't have to agree with them, but I think it comes down to a little bit of respect that Gerald Gardner was the first person publicly to announce he was a witch, and Alex then carried that mantle on, whether you want to acknowledge it or not, and went on to forge his own tradition. And it is the Alexandrian tradition that I have always resonated more with than the Gardnerian. And I do have some notes because, again, if you watch this channel, you know I go down rabbit holes. So initiation, like contemporary witchcraft, isn't for everyone. And that's the fact. Initiation is very personal. And it is, I guess, again, people don't seem to be or realise just how fortunate they are today to have, excuse me, so much information available, regardless of whether it's accurate or not. But there is so much information available that they don't have to undertake initiation to gain access to what we call the mysteries. It's all around us. However, it is through initiation that the keys, so to speak, are gained. And these keys help us understand the mysteries, often in a specific way. And again, there's many ways to interpret the mysteries. Through initiation, you are plugged into a particular current, and that current is made stronger and stronger because we've got all these other people adding the energy, being plugged into it, adding to it, enhancing it, working it, moving this energy through. So I was watching a few YouTube videos recently, and Sadhguru, who is one of the yogic gurus that I follow, I find him very interesting. Actually was talking about initiation, and okay, it's initiation from a yogic perspective, but he likened initiation to that of a conductor switch. So when it comes to a motor, you've got all the electrics, you've got the motor, you've got electricity, you've got everything there. However, nothing has happened because you do not have the inductor switch. And this is what initiation is. The inductor switch needs to be there to have the motor start. The mysteries are all around us, yet it's through initiation that we begin to understand them on a deeper level. Yes, you can understand them to a certain degree without being initiated, but it's this deeper level of understanding that initiation enables you to hook into. And Sadhguru went on to mention that science did experiments that resulted in discoveries that in a vacuumed space or in a vacuum state, if you apply energy around the vacuum, not in it, but around it, then all of a sudden, all these neutrons and electrons will manifest, will appear out of nowhere. And that in itself is a connection or an understanding, or there's a scientific explanation of what the mystics know of the creation of the universe. And when it comes to initiation, it's this creation aspect that helps the initiate to move onto a deeper level of understanding of the creation of the universe and also their place within it. And Sadhguru also went on to share yogic teachings around Lord Shiva. Now, Lord Shiva's name, in one way, means that which is not, which he thought was a very appropriate description for space. That which is actually the physical creation, and that which is not is the non-physical dimension of the existence. So according to legend, Shiva was lying down and his body spread out across the cosmos, yet he doesn't exist. He doesn't have a spiritual or physical manifestation. What is needed is Shakti, the feminine aspect, a certain dimension of energy to come, gather form, to dance around Shiva. And when she does this, he becomes alive. and in doing so is able to spit out the galaxies from its mouth. And according to the yogic teachings, this is how creation occurred and how it continues to occur, this connection between Shiva and Shakti. And it's interesting that Shakti is the induction switch. Shiva is everything that is needed for creation. But what's missing is this one element, inductionship, which is Shakti. And in contemporary witchcraft, this one element is initiation. So initiation can be likened to this energy process. You're plugging yourself into the current of those who have gone before, those who have worked the mysteries, those who have interpreted the mysteries. And this is why it's not always possible to actually talk about initiation, because you need to experience it. And this is the problem with our modern world, is that we, according to Sadhguru, we're educated, and educated people need words to explain things to them. They need pieces of paper. They need to know. But when it comes to initiation, the only thing you need to do is to have perfect love and perfect trust. And even if the rituals and everything is written, and a lot of these initiation rites are written down, there is completely different sensation when you are standing at that threshold, about to release, remove from the past, and to be reborn, because that's what initiation is. It is a rebirth into something new. And as I found the other week, it doesn't matter how many times you've gone through the process. It doesn't matter how many times you've read or recited or know the rite. Standing at that threshold, knowing that you are in a position where you could walk away or go through, knowing that this rite actually reveals, becomes the Shakti dancing around you, awakening the connection from within. That is the essence, I guess, of initiation, why initiation is important within contemporary witchcraft traditions. And it really solidifies. Well, this is what I found. That I do other magics, I always have, but it was like a sense of coming home, coming back to my roots. Doesn't mean that I will only do that work. I like doing other magics as well, but there is a sense of completeness now. So I just wanted to share that. Blessings.